Crazy Jimmy here with another video. Today's video is going to be some vinyl finds, some recent finds, some recent purchases. So let's get right to it. Starting off with Green on Red's former piano player slash organist, Chris, how do you pronounce his name? Kakavas? Chris Kakavas and Junkyard Love. This is called Good Times on Normal Records. And if you are a fan of like Ryan Adams, not Brian Adams with a B, but Ryan Adams with an R, then you will like Chris's music. And you'll like pretty much everything he puts out, because it all has that alt, like country rock, alt, like Wilco sound to it. Ryan Adams, Whiskey Town, all that good stuff. So this is Good Times. I also like his self-titled album with Junkyard Love as well, which was just before this. And then Pale, I think it was called Pale Blonde something, which came, I forgot the name of it, but came right after this. All great Ryan Adams-esque albums. Next up is one you've probably seen a million times. Sorry for the glare. This is in the shrink, so I'm not going to take it out. But this is Tapestry on gatefold, textured sleeve. But this is what's beautiful about this one is this is the 1977 repress. And let me tell you, I do own an original. You gotta own, if you love this album, or if you're a collector, you gotta own an original. But you also have to, for sound quality purposes, own the 1977 Santa Maria plant press, which is by far the best pressing I've heard of this. Beats all the heavy 180 gram crap, all the represses, all the analog production junk that comes out. This is where it's at. 1977 Santa Maria. Look for the PE in that lilac brown label. This is phenomenal. It's transparent. It's 3D. It's wide open. Piano and vocals right up front where they belong. And as a matter of fact, I believe, I'm a huge proponent of what Tom Port does at Better Records. I don't buy his records, but I believe what he says and what in his process. And apparently he sold one of pretty much this exact stamper to Carol's daughter, because she wanted like the best press ever, like a hot stamper of this album to have of her mother's. And this was the stamper that was sent to her. Not the same press, but the same stamper. And I got to say, it's just phenomenal. So check that out if you're a fan of Tapestry. All right, next up is a band, a Powerpop band that I've always loved in the Beach Boys, Beatles vein, Cloud 11. And this is Record Collection is the name of it. And there's the label there. But this is a one-man show here, recording on 4-track, 8-track, whatever he's got available. Really great Beach Boys / Beatles Powerpop. So a little on the softer side, but there's some good, rockin' tunes on here too. But if you like the 3Bs, Bergerac, Beatles, Beach Boys, you will love Cloud 11. So this is like his only one, like their only one on vinyl. So check it out. But some of the earlier stuff he did with Cloud 11, just all even better. Next up, and I think this one's going to be going up for sale. Not that I don't like it. It's fantastic. I just don't need 2 copies of it. This is the Knits, and this is their self-titled from 1978. This is a Netherlands band, and it's very Talking Heads / Beatles. And there was only 1,000 of these pressed, so it's super rare. Not too many of these around, so it is a little expensive, but really great mixture of that new wave Beatles sound that was going on in the late 70s. So this is the Knits from 1978, self-titled. All right, next up, really super happy to have this. This is Material Issue, an original pressing of International Pop Overthrow with the hype sticker. So If you love your indie jangle pop from the late '80s, early '90s, this band had it going on. There's Jim Ellison there, the lead singer, writer, and guitarist, who unfortunately committed suicide in 1996, I think it was, which is really unfortunate because he was such a talent. But he, this is my favorite album from them. But then my second favorite, which is also on vinyl, like the only two full lengths on vinyl, Freak City Soundtrack, produced by Mike Chapman. It's believed he committed suicide in his garage, suffocating himself with carbon monoxide because this album wasn't a hit. So that's he got really depressed over this. This is on record. Bad. Why can I not read that? It's just in horrible writing. But this was pressed in quantity of 1,000 or maybe 1,500. I want to say 1,000, but there's still some available at the website. Mill City Records, I think this is on. Let me just double check that, just so I don't send you the wrong area. I still can't read that damn thing. I'm sorry. But Mercury label, but Mill City was selling it, I believe. So Freak City Soundtrack, an amazing power pop album from Material Issue. This was the last album that Jim did before he committed suicide, which is so unfortunate because he's such a talent and from all accounts a great guy. Check out the new there's a new documentary on this band that was done in 2001, but now you can see it for free on Tubi and maybe even YouTube, so check that out. It's a really good hour and a half watch there. So next up, I've been on a huge Nick Lowe kick. This is, I might have already shown this, and I apologize if I have, but Pinker and Prouder Than Previous. Really phenomenal power pop album from Nick, 1988. This was released. So you really can't go wrong with any Nick Lowe album. And I've got a few singles too that I may or may not have shown already, but if I haven't, here you go. This is Keep Out of Sight with Truth Drug. Right there on the Dynamo Records label, which is really cool. Great power pop. These are all late 70s singles, by the way. This is an EP he called it Bowie, because David Bowie released Lowe in 1977 without the E. So as a joke, Nick Lowe dropped the E and called it Bowie with an I at the end. How cool. But 4-song EP. Great stuff. There's 3 tracks on here you can't find on any other album. And on this one, both of these you can't find on any other album. So that's why I picked them up. And then again, another 2 here on this 1978 single from Nick Lowe on Stiff Records out of the UK. And these are 2 tracks here that you can't find anywhere as well. So really cool, like Stiff Records company sleeve surrounding his or someone's mug. Sure doesn't look like Nick Lowe there, but it could be. Nice die cut. Awesome. All right. Next up, was really happy to pick this one up. An original pressing of No Depression from Uncle Tupelo. This is on the Rockville Records. This is the black vinyl pressing. There's a salmon colored one as well. This is the black, but really sounds pretty good. So I was happy to have it. I do not own a repress of this. No need to at this point. But really nice to own an original of a landmark alt country album, Uncle Tupelo, which we know features Jay Farrar and Tweety from Wilco. Another pickup I was happy to get. I found this in the shrink, original pressing, stereo pressing of Smiley Smile from the Beach Boys. So for whatever reason, I had an Analog Productions 200 gram. So no need for that anymore because I have an original pressing, which actually sounds really good. I kind of did an A/B on the Analog Productions, and this was just as good as the Analog Productions, if not better. And this actually sounded a little more spacey to me. So, poop, Analog Productions out the door. See you later. We'll keep the original press all day long of that. Oh, yes. Really nice to find this in the shrink. Marvin Gaye, an original pressing of What's Going On. Right there. And you always know an original pressing because it's got the super shiny label. Let me show you that. If you see one with the dished label with the double ring diameter in there, that's not an original. Can you see how shiny the label is? I don't know if it's coming through, but it's a Hollywood pressing. But that's how you know. Of course, the stampers help too. But the dead giveaway is the super shiny label, Tamala label. But in the shrink gatefold, love to have that of that super landmark album there. A couple more things to show. All right. This is Chris Lucy, but it's not really Chris Lucy. It's Bob Jamieson, who, there's a story behind this, and I already went through it. I'm not going to go through it again, but this is the stereo press in the shrink. I had the mono. The stereo is inferior. It's not, I mean, I just don't like the separation, but some people do. Separation is not my bag, but I prefer the mono over the stereo, but it's such a great album. I wanted to have a stereo as well. And I couldn't pass up one in the shrink this clean on the Surrey label. So, we'll get rid of the glare. This is in the shrink as well, so I'm not going to pull it out. But really nice to own that stereo pressing as well. Couple more for you. Private Pressing by Bob McCarthy, a great folk album called Advice and Company. It's kind of acid folk, but it's really good music here. I think this was pressed in 1972, I want to say. 16 years old there, too, by the way. Check that out. Young kid. Looks like a man, but he's really not. But really, really good, sophisticated acid folk. So check out Bob McCarthy. Not terribly expensive to pick those up these days, so might as well. Next up, another Powerpop sensation, Starbelly, featuring Chris Hillis, who I love. This is called 4 from Starbelly, and again, another Beatlesque Powerpop album that, you know, if you like Jellyfish, the Beatles, you know, the poppier parts of, not Queen, but what am I thinking of? It's Powerpop. The Raspberries, that's it. You would love Starbelly, and this is 4. They did not release too much on vinyl, but this is one they did. And you can pick it up directly from the label. So, really nice there. Couple more to show you. Could not pass this up. Lodger, an original pressing of David Bowie's Lodger in the shrink with hype sticker. I've never seen this hype sticker in the wild like that. So, had to grab that. But not my favorite Bowie album, but it's just such a great, it's such a great pressing of it. I had to pull the trigger regardless. A couple more things. Nick Lowe, I've been on a Nick Lowe thing. So Brinsley Schwartz, Silver Pistol, of course, got to get all the Brinsleys. So now I do have all of them, and this was the last one I needed. So hurrah, hurrah! That's a UK pressing there, I believe. No, that was US. A couple more. There we go. You've seen this a million times, but it's in the shrink. Huey Lewis Sports. Is this Sports? Yeah, Sports, and it had the good old hype sticker there. So can't pass up an original with the hype sticker ever. So I grabbed that, and then last but not least, we got one more. Nick Lowe, Abominable Showman. Right there. This is 1983. Not his best, but there's some really good tracks on here. for sure. Some really good ballads on this one with a few good power pop tracks, especially Raging Eyes. The first couple tracks are fantastic. And the ballad to end this album on side B is just superb. So that is Nick Lowe's Abominable Showman. So now I have pretty much everything from him up through 1988. So there you have it. That is everything to show this time around. Again, if you like what you're seeing and hearing, please hit subscribe. Please hit the bell. Please comment and please like. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend.